Everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Though the diagram is well preserved, you can still tell that it's seen at least 3 or 4 centuries.
Whoa, that's pretty old.
At this point, we can only try our luck and see.
Although the effect is not too obvious, you can still see that some words have not... Kazuha, this is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late. When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times. Yesterday, the former family servant said that my great-grandfather even went to the... Sure enough, my grandfather also failed. My grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. He didn't ever see my great-grandfather again, even till the day of his passing. Looking back at it now, the argument between the two of them was simple.
Oh,
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young.
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, if...
Yes. The servant said that he personally heard the... My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather.
Yes, it appears that you understand my meaning. Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's fate... But instead he said, if you can't find the secret within...
Huh? So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the...
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is highly likely.
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenryou Commission? After I became a wanted criminal, the Tenryou Commission seized my... I want to inquire about the whereabouts of those...
all right.
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted criminal during the Vision Hunt decree.
Sara, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was...
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse.
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here to reclaim those belongings.
I see. All right, I'll inform the police station.
Thank you, Sara!
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo Sara. There's no... However, may I ask something of you?
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, those items from my family... Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can...
All right, I understand. I'll be...
You must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings. Well, Madame Kujo's already informed me that... The Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered. However, I have clearly marked the corresponding items. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require...
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building...
Yes, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help,
Oh, it's you. Unfortunately, I have yet to find...
Whoa, this folding screen looks...
Yes, perhaps if it were better maintained. I was taking a closer look just now, and the soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. Because this is not what we're looking for. Let me think. If I...
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty...
There must be some around here Do you see all these pots here? Some of them are bound to have liquor inside.
Hey! Everyone else is trying hard.
I merely jest, of course.
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why Kazuha took... What if we don't end up finding anything today?
I know you are worried about Kazuha. Since Kazuha made such a request to Sara, that indicates he's already made his choice. No, not intuition. Rather, I've lived for a long time now. Leave the things here to me. You two can look around elsewhere.
What did you find, Shincho?
I found quite the pile of old books. These books here are all related to smelting steel, and these are about the process of forging blades.
The books about plants and flowers must have belonged to Kazuha.
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particularly worth noting.
I'll be checking around here. You and the...
Oh, it's you. I'm currently investigating the sword.
Oh, since the Kaedehara clan was a family of renowned swordsmiths...
I'm afraid not. Although the sword rack is made of fine wood, the blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are many signs of use on the hilt.
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple uneven characters etched into the scabbard. Paimon can imagine what Kazuha was like as...
I will continue investigating here and call you if I find anything interesting.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at.
Oh, seems Kazuha discovered something. Let's go see what he's got.
This flower pot was in my house for a long time.
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while.
Well, after my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging, but he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time. My grandfather deeply regretted that he never managed to but now that I think about it, my great-grandfather could very well have left it behind.
Now that you mention it, this...
Yes. Let's take a closer look.
We finally found something! Do you think someone already discovered the compartment?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellowed, which...
You mean to say that these sheets have been written with special ink?
Yes, I agree with this hypothesis.
Okay!
There is a pond outside the police station.
Well, how did it go? Those weren't just plain...
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto the paper.
Oh?
It is. I'll tell you what my great-grandfather knew at the time, but everyone, please follow me.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
It is. In fact, my great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato, our hypothesis was correct. My great-grandfather was well aware of the truth. It reads, "To whoever reads this letter, I, Kaedehara Yoshinori, have been held to a certain secret throughout all those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission. I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths.
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, there were no swordsmiths in sight. This stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings, and said that he had been patiently waiting for us. He then threatened to destroy. That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and the unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had any connection with the name Niwa. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, I was adopted by the Kaedehara family. Upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Wow. So that...
Yes. My great-grandfather and the head. However, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried because the perpetrator said he would destroy the Raiden. He said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply ashamed to witness the decline of the Ishin art." Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, he failed. Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the
I suppose the reason the head of the Kamisato house never... If the perpetrator was capable of tampering with even the Shogun's diagrams, and could single-handedly... I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly, and investigate the identity...
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence. My great-grandfather said in the letter that he did not wish his descendants to blindly seek revenge. Though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I feel like they are still... I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but the present. Therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened is enough for me. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely won't. These are simply insights I've gathered from all that I've experienced. Thank you all for accompanying me in my search for the truth.
Great! Now that we're done here, let's head back to Rito. Today is the final stage of the Iridori Festival. Not only will there...
Hello, traveler.
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what your Kuranushi portrait looks like.
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will be starting shortly. I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to... Is that so?
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Iridori Festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so at long last, I can...
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Thomas sure is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going...
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be forgetful like that.
Brother always works diligently, and it's... So, Toma and I really cherish such... Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you. Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing of...
Shito is...
You aren't mistaken. Though I'm ashamed to admit it. But after all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating... Fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept... Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I can't chat. I'll see you later at the unveiling ceremony for Kuronushi's portrait.
If you're tired from walking all around the festival, how about you sit right here and try my Inazuman snacks?
Well, hello everyone.
Hey! What are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food.
Speaking of good sides with sake, I personally prefer...
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting some... Kazuha, what are you doing here?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never I knew you were... Thank you. But please, don't... Look. See this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could sit here all... But now, it's become a bustling... Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again.
Yeah. Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, it might take a different amount of time for different people, but there will inevitably, and when they finally let go, they are free to
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Who is this Genyu everyone keeps talking about?
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Iridori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival, and now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kasen, Kuranushi.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1. Huh? What's this? This piece depicts... I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding...
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be in... The 5 Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of... I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character... Moreover, Kuronushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuronushi. After all, the Irodori Festival is a place for every...
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win everyone's... Well, it seems that our adventures at the Irodori Festival have come to a close. Huh? What are you talking... Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who left those stories of the 5 Kasen for... Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon! Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, they're... Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to lead us to solve the sin... Paimon gets it now. Well, at least... Let's go! We'll get to the bottom of...
Crowdsourcing competition is now underway. Enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanali. An Aishan blessing now 10% off.
Shogun.
Crowdsourcing competition.
The one who left the stories of the 5 Kasen.
Huh? Really?
Because other than me...
Oh, are you asking about the one who left the stories of the 5 Kasen? But things may be a...
Make sure you get in line early. Ayato! You're the one behind the story. But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends?
As it just so happens...
Huh. Paimon wants to see how you'll explain...
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance.
Huh? So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kasen to guide you to the Kaida. As for my roundabout approach... Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred... I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers. But it took me some time to figure out what Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato... The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to... Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth. Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Yeah, it wasn't only Kazuha. You brought...
I figured you would ask this question. I merely saw that this matter would be of value to you. And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions. Friends who... Because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy. You already know the answer deep down inside. The answer is actually hidden in the portrait of Kuronushi. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eye. As for the means of revealing that answer...
It's getting pretty late, so nobody else is around now. So Ayato must have been telling us to splash water. It's the Balladeer! So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, also, there's one last thing that I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident made me... It was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the... I felt something unusual about that incident. So I told Kujo Sara of the Tenryo Commission to... In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsu...
You mean... he was also...
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found nothing.
Why didn't you send someone to catch him?
The best way to protect a secret... After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaedehara clan. I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrators sought. So, now on to my final. Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected? I don't have an... As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Iridori Festival.
May knowledge guide you. No, my sword!
Crowdsourcing competition.